We've all felt it, that familiar pang in our chests, the what-ifs and if-onlys that echo in our minds. These thoughts can be relentless, haunting us in quiet moments and keeping us awake at night. This is regret, a universal human experience that colours our past with shades of sorrow and longing. It's a feeling that can arise from the smallest of decisions or the most significant life choices. It's the heavy cloak we wear, woven from the threads of our choices and their consequences. Each thread represents a moment in time, a decision made, and the path it led us down. Regret is a constant companion, reminding us of missed opportunities, wrong turns, and decisions we wish we could take back. It whispers in our ears, questioning our past actions and decisions. Regret is an inevitable part of the human experience. It connects us all, regardless of our backgrounds or circumstances. Everyone has something they wish they could change. It stems from our capacity for reflection, our ability to look back and analyze our actions. This introspection can be both a gift and a curse, allowing us to learn from our mistakes but also to dwell on them. As we journey through life, we encounter countless forks in the road, each choice leading us down a different path. These decisions shape our lives in ways we often don't realize until much later. Some paths are paved with joy and fulfillment, while others lead to disappointment and heartache. The contrast between these experiences can be stark, making the moments of regret even more poignant. It's in those moments of heartache that regret takes root. It grows in the fertile ground of our disappointments and unmet expectations, feeding on our sense of loss. Regret is not inherently negative. It can serve as a powerful motivator, pushing us to make better choices in the future and to strive for a life that aligns more closely with our values. While it can be a source of pain, it can also be a catalyst for growth. It challenges us to reflect on our actions and to seek out ways to improve ourselves and our circumstances. It highlights our values, illuminates our desires, and reminds us of what truly matters. By paying attention to our regrets, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and what we want from life. By understanding the psychology of regret, we can learn to navigate its complexities and harness its power for positive change. Through this understanding, we can transform regret from a burden into a tool for personal growth and fulfillment. Why do we experience regret so intensely? What is it about missed opportunities and unchosen paths that haunt us so deeply? The answer lies in the intricate workings of our minds, a complex network of thoughts, emotions, and memories. We constantly strive for coherence between our experiences and our self-image. This desire for harmony drives much of our behavior and decision-making. We want our actions to align with our values and aspirations. When we make choices, we hope they reflect who we truly are and who we want to become. When this alignment is disrupted, when our choices contradict our desired self, regret emerges. It's a signal from our mind that something is amiss. Imagine a young musician who dreams of attending a prestigious music school. This dream is a core part of his identity and future aspirations. Despite having immense talent, he allows fear to paralyze him. The fear of failure, of not being good enough, holds him back. He never applies, choosing instead a safer, more conventional path. He opts for security over passion, practicality over dreams. Years later, he finds himself haunted by the what-if. The question of what might have been lingers in his mind, a constant reminder of the road not taken. He wonders what his life would have been like had he only been brave enough to pursue his passion. The regret gnaws at him, a persistent echo of his unfulfilled dreams. This dissonance between his ideal self, the accomplished musician, and his actual self, someone who let fear dictate his choices, breeds regret. It's a painful reminder of the gap between who he is and who he could have been. Our minds are wired to focus on what could have been. We are naturally inclined to ponder the alternate realities that our different choices might have created. We replay past scenarios, imagining alternative outcomes and torturing ourselves with the possibility of a brighter reality. This mental exercise can be both enlightening and tormenting. This tendency is amplified by our innate negativity bias, which we'll explore further in a later section. Our brains are more sensitive to negative experiences, making regret a powerful and often overwhelming emotion. Regret manifests in two primary forms: action-based regret and inaction-based regret. Action-based regret arises from actions we took, decisions we made that led to undesirable outcomes. We regret the hasty words spoken in anger, the risky investment that went sour, the bridge burned in a moment of frustration. Inaction-based regret, on the other hand, stems from the things we didn't do, the opportunities we let slip through our fingers. It's the missed chance to express our love, the dream job we didn't apply for, the adventure we chose not to embark on. Both forms of regret can be equally powerful, but research suggests that inaction-based regret often stings more. Why is this so? The answer lies in the nature of our imaginations. When we regret an action, we have concrete evidence of its consequences. We can analyze our mistakes, learn from them, and potentially find ways to rectify the situation. Inaction, however, leaves a void, a blank canvas upon which our minds can paint endless possibilities, most of them idealized and out of reach. Section 4. The Sting of Silence. Why inaction bites deeper. Inaction-based regret is often accompanied by a profound sense of loss and helplessness. This feeling can be overwhelming as it gnaws at the very core of our being, leaving us in a state of perpetual unease. We're left to grapple with the unknown, haunted by the tantalizing possibility that things could have been different had we only acted. The what-ifs and if-onlys become a constant refrain in our minds, echoing through our thoughts and dreams. Our minds, wired to seek closure and understanding, struggle to process the ambiguity of inaction. This lack of resolution can lead to sleepless nights and a restless heart as we replay scenarios over and over, wishing for a different outcome. Consider the story of two friends who drifted apart. Their bond, once strong and unbreakable, slowly eroded over time due to misunderstandings and unspoken words. One friend, filled with anger and resentment, never reached out, allowing the friendship to wither. The silence between them grew, creating a chasm that seemed impossible to bridge. Years later, he learns of his friend's passing and is consumed by regret. The news hits him like a tidal wave, washing over him with a sense of finality and loss. He'll never have the chance to apologize, to mend fences, to express his true feelings. The weight of unspoken words and missed opportunities now hangs heavy on his heart. The silence he chose to maintain now echoes with the weight of unspoken words and missed opportunities. Each moment of inaction becomes a ghost that haunts him, a reminder of what could have been. Inaction-based regret often cuts deeper because it represents a loss of agency. It signifies a moment where we failed to take control of our own lives, allowing circumstances to dictate our fate. When we take action, even if it leads to negative consequences, we retain a sense of control. We can look back and say, I made a choice. And from that choice, we can learn and grow. We made a choice and we learned from it. Each decision, whether right or wrong, becomes a stepping stone on our journey, shaping who we are and who we will become. Inaction, however, can leave us feeling powerless, as if we passively surrendered to circumstances instead of shaping our own destinies. It is this sense of powerlessness that makes inaction-based regret so profound and enduring, a lingering shadow that follows us through life. Section 5, our negativity bias. seeing the world in shades of regret. Our experience of regret is further amplified by our brain's negativity bias. This evolutionary survival mechanism, while essential for our ancestors' survival, often works against us in modern times. Our brains are hardwired to focus on threats, dangers, and negative experiences. This negativity bias ensures that we remember painful lessons and avoid repeating mistakes. However, this same bias can distort our perception of the past, causing us to dwell on regrets and magnify their significance. We tend to remember our failures more vividly than our successes, our heartbreaks more intensely than our joys. This negativity bias can create a vicious cycle where regret fuels negative thoughts, which in turn intensify our feelings of regret. The amygdala, the part of our brain responsible for processing emotions, plays a key role in this cycle. When we experience regret, the amygdala triggers a cascade of stress hormones, creating a sense of unease and anxiety. This physiological response further reinforces the negative emotions associated with regret, making it even harder to let go.